We should be thankful for, and those who put their lives on the line for our great country. I want to thank Corrine Brown. If you're ever in a foxhole, if you ever have a problem, if you're ever in a fight, you want Corrine on your side. He single-handedly was responsible for the Gold Medal Award to the Marines and those who really fought not only the enemies of the United States, but the racism that existed in the Marine Corps. And for that, the whole country has applauded her. Let's hear it for Corrine Brown. Personality, she does take the names of those who didn't applaud. I'm just telling you that. Sanford Brown has been a real trooper in making certain that we never forget. And I'll wait until he finishes. You okay? Okay, good. Because we have assumed, as the crowd gets bigger, our legislative responsibilities get bigger, so the three of us, from time to time, will have to go to other legislative workshops. But we do have outstanding speakers today that you'd be so proud. It's the type of pride, you just look at them and you know that we are proud. I thought I saw Emil Milne. We started this over a decade ago. So Emil, did he come in? He was outside. I know he'd be in and out because he's there.
All right.
Thank you, Emil, for long study. All that here, what's left? It was fun. And Lon works day and night making certain that we never forget our veterans. Not too long ago, Emil came and told me there was a fellow named Emerald Lou from the 2nd Infantry Division that was in Korea with me, and that the Veterans Administration could not give him his benefits because his papers had been burned up. And I found out later that a whole lot of our Army records were destroyed in this fire. Most of you nodding your head know about it. But they told me that the Veterans Administration said if I could verify that he was with me in combat when we were surrounded by the Chinese in November 1950, that they would give him his award. Well, that didn't sound like it made a hell of a lot of sense to me, that all I had to do was verify. But it turned out that he told them everything that Sergeant Rangel got awards for, I was there. Well, those of you that's been in combat, you're not exactly raised with who get caught with you when you're surrounded. So it wasn't as though we knew each other, but I knew darn well that with what he was saying, the outfit that he was in, and the long story was that even though it was over 50 years ago, he got all of his medals and awards and everything. So I invited him to have lunch in the members' dining room. And I only had a half hour. It turns out that we talked, as you might expect, you veterans. The truth got a little distorted about a couple of hours. And finally, I said, Emerald, some name, Emerald Blue. I said, how long did you know I was a member of the United States Congress? Because it seemed like an extremely long time before you got in touch with me. And listened carefully. He said something like, Rangel, I think I knew for a long time, but you were such a screw-up. It was kind of hard for me to accept the fact that you were actually in the Congress. Even more awkward than what he said is what I said. I said, Blue, I can understand that. Because I was a young high school dropout, what the hell, who gave a damn? And that's what was in the military. I enlisted in 1948. It wasn't stars and stripes, whatever. I just couldn't get a job and get kicked out of high school. So many of our veterans find themselves in a position that they're responding to the flag, but they really are responding to the economic conditions that they found themselves in the community. And even though we have an all-volunteer military, if you take a look at where those volunteers came from, rural areas where unemployment was high, thank you, Tim, for all the good work that you did in making this possible. And inner cities area where opportunities were very limited. But there's a strange thing that what happens in the military that doesn't happen in our public schools. When the military makes certain that they can take a guy like me and make him a professional, they do it. They don't ask you too many times what would you like to do, but you can bet your life at the end of the day when you have a military occupancy service number, you're going to be a professional. My problem is that it's so distracting when that happens, is that if they can make you a professional when you get in, if they can provide the psychological, academic, physical training, can't they spend a little time preparing you for your discharge so that you can be just as professional when you get out?
Amen. Yeah.
If they can take you who are born to love and to care for people and destroying someone's life for your country something that you do without hesitation, to have you to respond with all of the physical and firepower that you can to destroy, can't they take a little time to have you to have the compassion of understanding that the world, as we used to call it in the barracks, is a difficult place to adjust, and that you should have the same type of skills to get into society so that you can have the same type of respect from your family, from your kids. When we find ourselves with the number of veterans that are committing suicide, the number of veterans that are homeless, the number of veterans that had so much pride at the time they were discharged, lacking self-esteem in communities that once had parades for them and now forgot which police action were they're in when no war has been declared. There's something wrong with the formula. And that's what this morning is all about. This morning is about people who come to this session year after year. Old timers, put up your hands for those that come here year after year for the veterans. It's about all of you that care enough to say, okay, I made it. I didn't get everything perhaps that I wish I could have, but I'm here to make certain that those that haven't got will get. It's the least we can do, and that's why I am so proud to see these outstanding military people, the pride of our nations. And their fight, too, has not been just in defending our country against its enemies abroad, but also they had to fight and overcome the prejudices that exist in our country, and to such an extent that they wear on their chest the indications where our country has said and continues to say, thank you so much for your service. Not only for our great nation, but so that no young person of color could ever say that in this country we cannot do it. And the three of you and so many others that are in the audience and continue to serve, we have to reach that day and reach that day soon, that we can say we will never, never, never forget the contribution that you've made.